Many of you have heard of the movies Toy Story and Monsters, Inc. This company has a very interesting life. Throughout the years, they have perfected the way to make an animated movie. Through a 14-step process, the company Pixar is what I will be talking about and how they make movies. Pixar was started in 1979 and is based in Northern California. It was started as being called the Graphics Group, but then changed its name. Originally, Pixar was creating computer-generated imagery, otherwise known as CGI, but then started working in CGI animation. They first started releasing CGI short films such as Tin Toy. Tin Toy was released in 1989 and is about a brand new tin toy that was given to a baby. The tin toy makes loud noises as it runs away, so the baby is drawn towards it. The tin toy is afraid of the baby, that is why it runs away. Then the baby falls. The tin toy ends up feeling bad, so he goes out to cheer the baby up. The baby ends up not paying any attention to the tin toy and is more interested in the bag and box that it came in. One of the more popular shorts was called Luxo. It was about a hopping lamp that they ended up liking the lamp so much that it made it part of their logo. In all of their logos now, there's a hopping lamp that jumps on top of the letter I. Pixar started releasing their feature-length films. The first film that they ended up producing was Toy Story, but we will get to that later. Throughout the years, Pixar has mastered the art of producing animated films. They have ended up coming out with a 14-step process of how they do it. First, they have the idea pitched by the employee who tries to make the development team believe the idea and get them to see the possibilities in it. Second, they write a short text document that summarizes the movie and has the main ideas about the movie plot in it. Third, they produce the storyboards. Storyboards are rough sketches of what they would like the movie to look like. It allows them to see where the characters would be placed and how they would get the characters to say things. These storyboards serve as blueprints for the movie. Fourth, they start to record their voices. The actors have to record themselves several different times, so they can get just the right voice for the characters. Fifth, they start editing the storyboard drawings to make a reel that will play along to the voices, so they can see how the movie is going to look. Sixth, they start to color in and get better drawings for the scenes. This allows them to see what the characters will look like and what kind of lighting they will need. Seventh, they sculpt characters and sets and scan them into their computers. They are given avars or hinges that allow the animators to make the objects move. In Toy Story, the character Woody's face alone has 100 avars. Eighth, the sets are then dressed. This is where they make the scenes look real by adding curtains, chairs, and even toys. Ninth, they choreograph how the characters will move and decide where they will be. They usually do several different ones so that the editorial crew can cut them and use them with what they think will be the best storytelling effect. 10th, the shots of the are animated. They do this by animation software that allows them to control all of the avars that are in the character so they can get them to do all of the facial expressions and movements necessary. 11th, the sets and characters are then shaded. This is done by software that allows you to make complex variations in the color or color shaping. 12th, they light the sets. Lighting takes its inspiration from the moody color scripts that the art department develops. 13th, everything is then compiled to make one single frame film. Each frame is 1/24 of a second. It takes about 6 hours to render one, although some frames is taken as long as 90 hours. 14th and finally, the final touches are added, such as sound effects and music when needed. As I mentioned, the first feature-length film to be produced was Toy Story. It was produced in 1995. They had problems with the character Woody in the beginning because they made him mean in order to get rid of Buzz. After refining the character, they made him be a good guy having good intentions. The company has also produced many other films such as A Bug's Life, Monsters, Inc., The Incredibles, Finding Nemo, Cars, Ratatouille, WALL-E, and Up. In 2006, Walt Disney bought Pixar. It cost Walt Disney $7.4 billion to purchase Pixar. As part of the deal, Steve Jobs became a member of the Disney Board of Directors and John Lester became Chief Creative Executive for both Disney and Pixar. However, the studios remained essentially separate, with deals guaranteeing Pixar retention of its name and headquarters in Emory, California. There are several new films that are going to be coming out, such as Brave, which is supposed to be released in June 22nd, 2012. Monsters University is also coming out, which is supposed to be a sequel to Monsters, Inc. Monsters University is supposed to be released in June 21st, 2013. Other projects include Up and an untitled dinosaur project, both of which do not have a release date yet. So as you can see, Pixar is just a great company that has revolutionized how animated movies are made in only 33 years. Although making an animated movie can be a very long process, Pixar will not be stopped from producing some of the best animated films ever, such as Toy Story Trilogy, Cars, Monsters, Inc., and many others. There will soon be a couple more added to the list. I hope you will go to see these movies. I know I will.